USDA's latest crop progress report lists 79% of Nebraska's corn in good to excellent condition, the same percentage as a week ago. As we mentioned previously, March through May in Nebraska was the 5th wettest on record for that stretch, and areas of the state have recently seen big amounts of rainfall in short time frames. Earlier this week, we traveled to Concord, Nebraska to talk with Nebraska Extension soil scientist Charles Shapiro about nitrogen rescue treatments in corn. We started by asking first, do they work?
They work. If you have very yellow corn and you've had water standing or too much rain and the corn is yellow, when the corn is this high, it's always better to try to rescue it as compared to giving up on it. The question you might have is, well, I put 200 pounds on, is the end down at 2 feet and are the roots going to hit it tomorrow? And we can't, without a model of the water movement or taking soil samples, I can't tell you yes or no. But if you didn't get the N on and it's turning yellow, it may not be as good as if you did it 3 weeks ago, but you're going to get some yield increases. And there's been work in Missouri where they looked at corn 1, 2, 3, 7 feet. And the later into the season, you don't have as much yield improvement, but you can get 30 or 40 bushels if you're putting it on now.
Yeah, tell me what the time frame is for doing this.
Well, as soon as you can if it's really yellow. A lot of the research now is to try to read the crop and see, if the crop's telling us it needs it. We call that hidden hunger. But we're looking at slight shades of gray or green. When it's really yellow and you can see it with your eyes, you know it needs nitrogen. You got to rule out maybe sulfur or some other nutrients, but I would say up until tassel time or even a little past that, you'll get a response.
Should you do it in a specific form or a specific way?
The best thing is to mist the leaves. If you spray liquid on, that's probably the most risky because it sticks to the leaf. You can get leaf burn. The work in Missouri sprayed out 150 pounds, and I wouldn't recommend doing that. If you're going to use UAN, you'd want to go with a lower rate, half that, or 60 pounds. If you could put it on with an irrigation system or something better, or drop nozzles. Dry materials drop through, probably pretty good. You can get leaf burn. The bigger the corn, the more leaf area that's burnt, the more kind of damage. But at this stage of the game, 5–10% leaf burn is not going to hurt your yield tremendously.
That's not a huge concern. That shouldn't be the number one concern.
No, if you're using a dry product, if the corn is this high and you spray it on with a high rate and bronze it, you could have a problem. But if you just see a little browning here and there, not too bad.
Okay to take the trade-off.
Yeah, we have a hail chart that's on the web you can look for that says if you have this % defoliation at this stage, you're going to get this % loss, and you can use that same way to assess it.
In the end, does it pay off?
I think it does. We wonder about what we can do for $3 corn. You have to make some kind of yield response and then the cost of the nitrogen. But I think if you really can see that it's deficient, you probably are better off putting N on.
On the Market Journal website, we'll link to the hail damage chart Charles mentioned, as well as other resources on nitrogen rescue treatments.